peeps, and welcome to another episode of Talking Paranormal with the Old Man. And as usual, I am the Old Man. How the hell are you guys? Hopefully, if you're Pennsylvania, down south, Oklahoma, Tejas, Mississippi, you survived the storms. And we had one come through here Friday night. Friday night. There was a preliminary EF3 hit Union City, caused some fatalities and a lot of damage. So hopefully everyone made it safe. Everyone's doing okay. It's that time of season, springtime, and storms. It's supposed to be here today. 55 today, but 67 tomorrow. Woohoo! It's springtime. No, this is what's called fake springtime. I haven't looked at the weather, but we'll probably have snow next freaking week. So last week, I did a podcast on the haunted locations in the UK. So that got me thinking. Which, if you ask anybody that knows me, that's a bad situation to be into. Getting me thinking, because my brain goes 1,000 miles per hour here. So what I decided to do is, since we have listeners all over the U.S., and we have some over in, like, Britain. We have I think the last time I checked, Hong Kong, Brazil, actually. So I figured, what better way, because I don't know where everyone lives, obviously. Why not do a podcast over the weeks of every state? Because that way, if you're a closet paranormal investigator, and by that I don't mean that in a bad way, but I mean, if you're into this kind of stuff, but you get freaked out kind of easily, kind of thing, people do, you might be able to grab a friend or two and check some of these places out. But again, there's no guarantee, obviously, that if you go to any of these places, that you will pick up paranormal activity. It does not work that way. Just because you're going to look for paranormal activity does not mean that you will get paranormal activity. I have discussed this in the past, and we have been to a lot of places where nothing happened. Zero, zilch, nothing. So there are no guarantees. So I decided to not to show favoritism to anybody. I decided to do this. The diplomatic way to do this would be to do it in alphabetical order, starting with A. So the first state that I'm going to do today is Alabama. You might have heard of Alabama by Leonard Skinner. Sweet home Alabama. That's all I'll sing. I can't sing very well. And if you're interested in this, I do have two video reaction YouTube channels. One is musical, which I know is not paranormal, but I have to promote, right? And it's called Musical Chairs. And I react to music videos once a week of different gyrenes, country, pop to metal, everything but rap. So if you're interested, go check me out on YouTube. And the other one I have is a paranormal reaction video channel, and that one is called, can you guess? Drum roll. The suspense is killing me. Talking Paranormal with the Old Man. See how easy that is? So yeah. So if if you're interested, I want to see this dude. I listen to him every week. Well, a lot of you do listen to me every week. Go over and see what I look like. You might be surprised. I am an old man, but you might be surprised. So, with that being said, I have self-promoted myself more than I want to, and I'll touch on that at the end too, just because I have to self-promote myself. So, Alabama is home to numerous notoriously haunted locations, ranging from historic homes and cemeteries to industrial sites and abandoned buildings. Key spots include the ghostly Sloss Furnace in Birmingham, the Dead Children's Playground in Huntsville, the eerie ruins of Old Shahaba, and the haunted halls of Drish House in Tuscaloosa. See, I know how to say Tuscaloosa because there was a tornado there a couple years ago. Actually, a couple of them. So I know how to pronounce Tuscaloosa. Kind of like rolls off the tongue. Now, I am taking this off the internet. I am good, okay? As a paranormal investigator, I am good, but I'm not that good where I know every haunted spot in every state in the United States. So I will be reading this off of Google because Google is your friend. So the first one on the list is haunted historic sites. Okay, so the aforementioned Sloss furnaces in Birmingham, not Birmingham, UK, not where Ozzy. If you have them, horns in the air. And I know you can't see me doing horns in the air, but my horns are in the air. Go Ozzy! This is in Birmingham, Alabama. So this former iron producing industrial site is famous for its history of dangerous accidents, with reports of a ghostly foreman, slag, whatever the hell that, I know what slag is, but I don't understand, and other apparitions of deceased workers. I mean, it makes sense. We had just as a, well, actually, I should probably keep that for Michigan. Yeah, I should probably keep that for Michigan. I don't want to indulge too much and get off track too much. So the Sloss furnaces, yeah, if you have if you have accidents on site, and again, I've talked about this before, if when you die, your spirit has to be prepared to pass, to cross over. And the ongoing theory, because paranormal investigations are not an exact science, no matter what you've heard, and I've said this before, there are no experts, but the ongoing accepted theory is that what causes hauntings is when you pass away quickly, like literally, easy for me to say, literally you're here 1 second and you're gone the next. So if you're in a car, you're driving a car accident, you die, like a blink of an eye. Same thing with industrial accidents. You could be running the press, you reach in, you bypass the built-in safety features of that machine, it presses you, you die immediately. So that's the theory, is that why spirits stay here is because of that. Your spirit was not ready to pass away or cross over yet, so it's still earthbound. So then the other one is the Drish House in Tuscaloosa. See how that rolls off the tongue? Tuscaloosa. Known for reports of phantom lights, ghostly fires on the roof, and the apparition of Mrs. Dish or Drish. Okay, because I'm not from Alabama, so I don't know who the Drish family was. Now this is interesting to me, is that if they see ghostly fires on the house, did the house before the Drish house catch fire, or did the Drish house itself catch fire on the roof? Because usually you don't have ghostly fires unless there was a fire at one point in time. So I would be curious to find out about that. So here's the other one, is the old Cahaba in Orville. And this is, okay. This is Alabama's first state capital, is now a ghost town. That can't be too good. Visitors report seeing ghostly apparitions and experiencing strange, unexplained occurrences in this abandoned town. Now, I'd be interested to see, and maybe I'll post a link on our Facebook page here after we're done, what's left of that. Well, you know what? Here, let me look real fast. Let me just look, because I'm kind of curious. That's Orville. I'm curious. No, it's not in. How do you spell Orville? Yeah, I spelled it right. So, oh wow, no kidding. Duh. Orville, Alabama. No, see, no, no, no. See, I have a problem with this. Is if you look on Google, and specifically if you go into Wikipedia, it says that Orville is a town in Dallas County, Alabama, and at the 2020 census, the population was 150. Okay, it was incorporated in 1908, though it was listed as as an incorporated community prior to that. So I see. Okay. My understand. Okay, okay. Hold on a second. Okay, what constitutes? How the hell do you spell constitute? A ghost town. Because I'm curious. I thought. See, I thought a ghost town. Okay. So it does say that the Orville. Oh, okay. Wait. Okay, give me a second here. Maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree. Okay. Okay. I see it now. Okay. So it's not that Orville is the town. Okay. It is okay. All right, I see. So okay, it's not in Orville, it's like outside of our Orville, but a ghost town, just for your own FYI, is previously active inhabited settlement, often a former mining camp, railroad hub, or industrial site. Yep. That has been abandoned okay, hold on. So, or a drastic population decline. So it doesn't have to, typically after its primary reason for existence has failed. Okay, so while often featuring decaying infrastructure and buildings, some are tourist destinations or rarely still inhabited by a few residents. Okay, so technically a ghost town is a drastic population decline. Now, Orville right now has a population of 150. Now, depending on what its peak was, that would explain why it's considered a ghost town. I'm not satisfied just by reading these things out here. If something that doesn't make sense to me, I have to look it up because that did not make sense to me. Okay, so let's continue the Condi Charlotte House. Now, see, up here in Michigan, that would be pronounced Charlotte, but down south, I know is called Charlotte. So it's either the Condi Charlotte or the Condi Charlotte House, and that is in Mobile, 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 whatever, Mobile. Yeah, serving as a museum. This historic home was once a jail. Ooh, interesting. It is frequently cited as one of the most haunted spots in Mobile. Is that how you say it? Mobile? 'Cause it's not mobile. Mobile, Alabama. Okay. So I'm not from the South, so I apologize. So it was a frequent. I'm sorry. It was a jail. Now that's kind of. I gotta click on this because I'm. Oh, that's a cool old house. That's a cool old house. I like that. I wouldn't mind going in there myself. Okay. 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 Then so let's continue. The Lucas Tavern is in Montgomery. Ooh, it's a bar. You have drinks. You have spirits, not ghost spirits, but spirits. That could be interesting. All right. So the spirit of his former owner, Eliza Lucas, is said to appear in this historic structure. Well, yeah, but does ooh, that's kind of cool. It looks like more like a courthouse. Now I'm looking at a picture of it online. Interesting, but again, okay, but see, this is one thing that kind of like irritates me is It says to appear. Okay, so Eliza Lucas appears in this historic structure. Okay, that doesn't make it haunted. Okay, he's probably going on his own daily life when he was alive. So yeah, I got a little I got a little problem when they say the place is haunted because it's not really haunted. I mean, it is, but it's haunted because the previous owners, past owners, people passing through, spirits passing through, decide to stay there, and just to them, they're doing their daily activity. So yeah, I to me, hauntings is an insult to the spirits that are there because they're not really haunting, they're not really causing trouble per se. So some places do, some places do. Okay, okay. So let's continue. Rant over. So the other one is haunted cemeteries and parks. Dun, 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 dun. That sounds like it would be a good book, like Haunted Michigan Graveyards. I heard that's a good book by yours truly. See how I did that? I promoted myself again. I do have 6 books, but this book, Haunted Michigan Graveyards, came out 2 years ago on Arcadia Press. It can be found any place where good books are found, like Barnes and Noble. I think Amazon has it too. I think. Okay, so Dead Children's Playground in Huntsville. That's kind of a freaky title for it, to be honest with you. So located inside Ooh, Maple Hill Cemetery. This spot is rumored to be haunted by spirits of children who passed away during the 1918 flu pandemic. Oh, I was going to say epidemic, pandemic, with reports of swings moving on their own. Okay, but to be fair, that could be the wind. Okay, if you have swings that are, especially on a windy, because these swings are with chains, right? At least when I was growing up, you had these big ass chains that you get your fingers pinched inside of them. Okay, those are what I had when I was growing up. Okay, they didn't care about your safety back then. You had slides that were 20 feet in the air. You had monkey bars that if you fell, there was no mats down there to protect your fall. And the slides, God forbid, it was a hot freaking day because you would burn your ass and get third-degree burns when you slid down that damn thing if you had shorts on. So they didn't care about us back then. If he dies, he dies. That's actually from I think Rocky 3 or Rocky 2. So I'm not really taking that quote, but it just came out that way. So the swings could be moving on their own, specifically for the wind. So I don't take that too much. Okay, but here's the interesting here though. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so then you have Maple Hill Cemetery in Huntsville also. As the city's oldest, it is heavily associated with ghost stories, strange noises, and apparitions. Just because it's the oldest, it does not mean it's going to be more haunted than any other cemetery. But here's one that I don't understand. I don't understand. Why the hell would you do this? The one before that, the Dead Children's Playground. Okay, that is located in Maple Hill Cemetery. This is one that I just mentioned. So, okay, so I understand the Dead Children's Playground is rumored to be haunted by spirits. Okay, of children, I understand that. But reports of swings moving, why the hell would you put a freaking swing set in a cemetery? That makes no sense. That is like, government spending $10,000 for a freaking hammer. It doesn't make sense. Okay, so and if you're from Alabama, do me a favor. If you're from Alabama, send me a email if you know the reason why. More specifically, Huntsville, why they would put a swing set in middle of a cemetery. Now, was the swing set there to begin with, and they built the Maple Hill Cemetery, and Maple Hill Cemetery just like expanded, and the swings got overtaken by the expansion? Then that makes sense. That makes sense. But if not, why the hell would you put a swing set in a cemetery? that don't make no sense to me. So yeah, if you're from Alabama, please send me an email or send me whatever that is, a comment. And if you know, let me know because I am seriously curious. Okay, so let's move on. Oakville, oh my God, Oakville. Let's try that again. Let's reel that in. Oakwood Cemetery in Montgomery is known for the reported ghost of country music legend Hank Williams. So that's not Hank Williams Jr. So I'm assuming that's the OG Hank Williams. And just as an FYI, just out of not out of curiosity, but here's a little bit of fact about Hank Williams. Because I would assume that this is before um drugs and all that stuff. So yeah, so when he passed away, so I'm again Wikipedia. Wikipedia is your friend, and so is Google. They have Wikipedia has a lot of stuff at your fingertips. Okay, so Hank Williams, so he died when he was 30. Actually, not quite 30. He was 29 because he was born in September. See, he was born. Hold on a second here. He was born in Alabama in Mount Olive on September 17th of 23. He died January 1st of 53. So he was 29. So he died in West Virginia. So Charles Carr, a college student, was driving Hank Williams on New Year's Day, 1953, when Williams died in the back seat of his Cadillac on the way to a concert in Canton, Ohio. Carr, who was hired by Williams, discovered the singer unresponsive during a gas stop in Oak Hill, West Virginia. So he might have died before Oak Hill, West Virginia. Okay. The cause of death was heart failure, exasperated. See, that's a big word, exasperated. That means to make things worse. And you know how I know what is exasperated means? From Shaun of the Dead. Classic freaking movie, man. Paranormal kind of, zombies kind of, but it's hilarious. And by the way, Simon Pegg, who played Shaun, he's coming to Detroit to the Comic Con in May. Guess who's going to be there? Me. And I have a shirt that says, it has a British flag and it says Bloody Hell. He's from Britain, obviously, so I'm wearing that shirt. Yeah, I'm going to be nerding out for that. Okay, so, yes. So, he died. He was exasperated by alcohol and prescription drugs. So now I'm kind of curious to see where he's buried. Because I don't trust people. I want to see where he's buried. I'm curious. I know this isn't paranormal stuff, but I am curious to where he is buried. Okay, yep. All right. So I think they have it right. Yes, he was he was interned in Oakwood Cemetery in Montgomery. Okay, so they have it right. Okay, so we can move on. We can comfortably move on because that's right. Okay, so we have Church Street Graveyard in Mobile, Alabama. I'm sorry if I'm saying that right or wrong. So, site of the Boynton oak, site of the Boynton oak tree, and that's in quotes, a tree that grew from the grave of a man, who claimed his innocence and other reported hauntings. Okay, so just because what happened around the Boynton oak tree, what happened with that? So so they're saying because of that this is haunted. So, dude, seriously, are you like reaching for stuff here? Because just because a tree grew from the grave of a man who claimed his innocence, that's what makes it haunted? And other reported hauntings? Okay, you got to be a little bit more specific, people. And but I don't mean you people who's listening to me, but I mean people that put this on Google. What makes it haunted? A tree does not make it haunted. I've seen some cool ass trees. So yeah. So I don't understand. I don't understand that one. Okay. That one's a how that that's one of those ones that like got past the edit and made it into the report that didn't make any sense, but it still made it into the report. That's what this one is. Church Street Graveyard should not be there. But anyways, okay, moving on. Haunted hotels and buildings. Okay, the Redmont Hotel in Birmingham, again Alabama, not UK, known as one of the state's most haunted hotels. Okay, it is reportedly haunted by a mischievous spirit, with some believing it to be Hank Williams. Okay, I don't know about that because where is see Oakwood Cemetery is in Montgomery. I would think unless he had some Hank by him I mean Hank Williams, unless he had some connection to the Redmont Hotel, I find it to be a stretch that he would be in this hotel haunting it. Unless, there was some of his memorabilia, like a guitar, um, uh, uh, trying to think of other things. Uh, oh God, clothes maybe like stage clothes, guitar, uh, suitcases or things that he wore. Then he would be connected. But otherwise, if none of his personal stuff is there, because spirits can attach themselves to personal things like that, clothes, dressers, furniture, guitars, boots, cowboy boots, anything like that. So that's where I'm thinking maybe. But if there isn't anything of his personal belongings there, and unless there's no other connection, I find that to be a stretch. But see again, that they don't say why they believe it is. They're just saying some believing it is Hank Williams. I need more than that. Inquiring minds want to know. What was that? Wasn't that a commercial for something like back in the 80s maybe? Inquiring minds want to know. Well, that's me. Inquiring minds want to know. Okay, so we have another one in Mobile. If I say that right, if I say it wrong, I'm sorry. The Malaga Inn. Guests have reported seeing apparitions in the mirrors and hearing strange noises. I have heard of that. We have seen some of that ourselves. So so that is legit. Okay, so then the Jemison Center in Northport was formerly known as the Old Bryce Hospital. Ooh, you have my attention. This abandoned mental health, oh, you have my attention. Facility is notorious for reported screams, slamming doors, and a generally menacing atmosphere. Well, no shit. Do you know what they used to do back in the mental health community back in the day? I don't know how old this is. Well, you know what? Let me click on the link. Ooh, that. I think I've actually seen that. Honestly, I think I have seen that. Um, how you can watch on YouTube, how you can watch how you can watch. Oh my God, I lost my stuff. How you can like some of these people have YouTube channels where they explore abandoned buildings and all that kind of stuff. I think I saw that one. I think the Jemison Center because it has let me get back to it. It has like two, three, four or five big ass columns in the front of it, and this one here has a picture of the overgrown trees, obviously in the summertime. I think I seen that one. I have to look. I have to find it and see. But I think I. Oh no, I've lost my stuff here. Hold on, guys. Hold on, my God, no! I've lost my stuff. Okay, there we go. No, 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 I don't want to do that, dude. Okay, that was me clicking on the wrong spot. Okay, my bad, dog. Okay, so that is the Jemison Center. Like I said, we have been, and I'm not going to like get into it because we will be covering all of those states. But we have been to the Waverly Hills TB Hospital Sanatorium in Louisville, Kentucky. We have been to the Trans Allegheny Lunatic Asylum in Weston, West Virginia. And again, I'm not going to get too involved because that would be taken away from my other states that I'm going to be doing. So, yeah, and over here at the Trans Allegheny, which is in Winston, West Virginia. I'm sorry, it's not Winston. It's Weston. 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 It's about 2.5 hours to the east of Point Pleasant, which again I can't get involved because that's going to be coming up under West Virginia. So yeah, so I can't do that. But yeah, and they had like displays of past treatments for mental health issues. This was like back in the 1800s, I believe, early 1900s, I believe, and it was like brutal. It was like medieval shit, man. It was like, my God, you're doing this to people? Holy crap! Wow. Okay, so let's continue. We have two more locations. We have the Jack Cole Road in Hayden, which is a rural road known for legends of the Beast of Jack Cole Road. Ew. So who's the beast, or what's the beast? Is it Bigfoot? So you gotta be more specific, people. If you're gonna be putting stuff like this on the intranet, you need to be a little bit more specific. Phantom sounds and strange electrical issues. Well, that's any place. We in Gettysburg, we have experience not in vehicles, but we have experiences with our equipment. Okay, so again, I'm not going to get involved because that's a future podcast. So I'm kind of curious, what is the beast of Jack Cole Road? What is it? Is it a half man, half pig, half man, half bear? What is the beast of Jack Cole Road? I'm like, no, 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 no. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Maybe this will answer my questions. Don't see nothing here. Okay, it says, now this is the Coosa County News, is the Jack Cole Road in Hayden has a bloody history. See, they could have mentioned that. The road, or maybe that's what they meant by beast. Maybe they just misspelt it and it should have been bloody. The road has a death toll of 68 unfortunate souls. Ooh, okay, I'm curious now. I'm curious. Let's see what it says here. Okay. The majority of these are people who died of cholera, which can be agonizing, distressing expiration. Okay, but see, it does, he doesn't say what, he doesn't say what it is, what the beast is. And again, that's, excuse me, that is just me, being attention to detail. Got that in the Marines. Attention to detail. Dudes, if you're going to write a beast, tell us what the beast is. Okay, the last one, and I can hear you guys saying, it's about damn time, dude. You talk too much. The face in the courthouse door in Carrollton. A legendary, indelible image of a face on the courthouse door said to belong to an innocent man killed by a mob. Okay, now I can see this. Okay, but there's also a thing called pareidolia, where your mind sees faces where there's no faces to be seen. That would be like if you have back in the day paneling in your house. You could, they have all kinds of like, wood knots and different colors of stuff, browns and stuff. Well, I mean that you could look at that if you took 10 people and looked at paneling. Some people might see faces. That's just how it is, and that's called pareidolia. Trees, you see a lot of strange shit through trees. Case in point. Well, I can't. But we were in Tombstone, Arizona, and we had that experience where we thought we saw something, but we went back and it wasn't what we thought. But again, that was pareidolia because we thought it was a face, but it was not a face. It was something totally explainable. So, yeah, it very well could be his spirit is not at rest because he was innocent and killed by a mob. So, yeah, so it is possible, okay, that he is there. But it also to be fair and try to cover everything about this, it could possibly be pareidolia. So, and that's it for Alabama. And again, this is not a definitive. Oh my God, this is the absolute Bible of haunted locations in Alabama. No. This is just some of them. Every state, every town has their own legends, hauntings, stories, urban legends, all that good stuff. This is not a, like I said, not a definitive, don't ask questions. This is the only haunted places in Alabama. If you live in Alabama, or if you've been to any of these places, let me know. I am genuinely curious if you've been to any of these places, or if you know of any of these places. Specifically the Dead Children's Playground, that has my interest peaked. And this might be a road trip. I'm retiring. I've said this before, but I'm retiring at the end of this year. 31 years with my employer. I'm done. See you. Get me the hell out of there. This might be a road trip, because I am genuinely curious why they put in a playground in a cemetery. I really am. I'm not I'm not being funny. I'm not poking jokes. I'm genuinely curious why. So if you're from Alabama, or know specifically about the Dead Children's Playground in Huntsville, let me know. Either shoot me an email or contact me through our podcast page here. I see all messages and stuff. So yeah, I'm curious. So anyways, again, I do have 2 video reaction channels on YouTube. One is called Musical Chairs, and that's, if you can guess it, is music. And what's cool about that is I can pick any freaking music I want and react to it. So yeah, go over and check out the channel. And the other one is Paranormal Video Reaction Channel, and that's called, again, Talking Paranormal with the Old Man. I wanted to keep the brand the same across platforms. So, and there I react not to my own videos, but I react. I'm sure that you have seen paranormal video reaction videos. I will react to like Goose Pimples, King Frostmare, Nuke's Top 5, Sir Spooks. They all do. It's not their own videos, but they take videos that people submit to them, or they go on the internet and try to find different paranormal ghost videos, and things like that. So that's what I react to. So if you, like I say, if you get a chance, please do. It'll help build the channel. I'm having fun. I love doing video reactions because the sky's the limit. I can do whatever I want, basically, as long as it's in, within the community standards of the YouTube, which is kind of funny. But anyways, that's beside the point. So again, thank you for listening. Share with your friends. If you want to see how I look, go over to either one of those video reaction channels and see me in person. Well, you know what I mean, not in person, but you'll see my face, and you'll go, and I'm sure some of you are going to go, dude, you stick to podcast, man. We can't see your face. I have a little bit of gray hair, a little bit of hair thinning, scraggly beard. I don't give a crap how I look. I mean, I do, but I don't. You know how that goes. People will have their own opinions, so why waste time worrying about people's opinions? So again, if you want to check me out, see how I look, please do. Again, Musical Chairs on YouTube channel, and Talking Paranormal with the Old Man on YouTube channel, video reaction. So again, thank you for listening. Have a good week. I'm off tomorrow. Not going to do crap. I'm going to do a couple of reaction videos probably today, and that's about it, dudes. Resting today, relaxing, chillaxing, as the old school. I'm just chillaxing. Again, thank you for listening. You have to be more afraid of the dead. I'm sorry, I messed that up. You have to be more afraid of the living than you have to of the dead. And stay away from the light. You don't have to. If that's your thing, like on Flatliners, knock yourself out. I'm not here to say no. But for everybody else, stay away from the light. Until probably next weekend on Sunday. Bye-bye.
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Goodbye.